Avarie Howard here in Lincoln following Tuesday media availability, where we heard from defensive coordinator John Butler, secondary coach Addison Williams, and players Elijah Judy, Andrew Marshall, and Riley Van Poppel. Getting straight to Coach Butler, he recognizes that there's a narrative outside of this facility. He shared,
"We don't care what anybody else says outside of this building. We really don't even address that there is a narrative. Now, we're not fools. We realize that these kids, they're on social media and they have people in their ears, but our message to them is constantly about what we do on a daily basis, detailing and kind of highlighting their performance and then their development and improvement so they can see it as they're getting better, where they were here and where they are now, and then where they obviously need to be. But, what the outside says about any of us really doesn't have an impact on what we're doing. What has an impact on what we're doing is what we're doing here every single day."
Coach Butler laid out what he's looking for from the defense this season and their goals, and he also echoed a similar message we heard last week from Coach Holgerson.
Got to stop the run, we got to affect the quarterback, and we got to take the ball away. And those are all the things every single day that I'm kind of on a broader scope am looking at to make sure our run defense from the fundamentals and the scheme and how we play is where it needs to be. Our ability to affect the quarterback to get him, we have a very good quarterback here, and he sees a lot of defense. And so it's good that, we have conversations with him and our offensive staff about what they're seeing. That helps us, helps me. But affecting the quarterback's a huge piece, because when you do that and you stop the run, then you get yourself in position to take the ball away, which is the ultimate neutralizer in football. Dana say, it's about making the routine plays. There's no real magic in football. I'm not going to come up with a defense that nobody can block, because if there was one, every defensive coordinator in the country would run it. So it's really about just working that process, holding the players to the standard, and then building that unit constantly of, just like I talked about the O-line, how well they work together. A great defense collectively as 11 all works together. They know where the strengths and weaknesses of each call are. They play to them. And then they work like hell every day to communicate and work together.
Next was secondary coach Addison Williams, who's in his first year here at Nebraska, which makes this his first fall camp here in Lincoln. He detailed why this camp feels different than any others he's been a part of.
This is no knock on anybody. I've been in some really great places and worked for some really good football coaches, but the culture here is unbelievable. And just the locker room, I would say it's probably one other time I've been around something. That was 2020 when I was at Coastal Carolina. That was a really special year, and it was COVID, so it was a lot going on that year. But just how close the guys are in the locker room and how we can go out there and we battling every single day. But as soon as the whistle blow, coach calls everybody's hugging and they're in the locker room playing around and joking around. It's really, really powerful to see the guys coming together like that. So I would say that's probably the biggest thing.
Moving on to the players we heard from today, starting with Elijah Judy. He also mentioned why this fall camp feels different than the others he's been a part of in his time here at Nebraska.
Everybody this time around is more on board than I feel like we were last year. Everything's coming together. I feel like some of the first-year guys are starting to make me feel like they're in their third year, if that makes sense. They're picking up on everything fast and learning the playbook fast. That way we're able to play fast and make plays.
He also shared the phrase that we've heard so often here in the Matt Rule era at Nebraska, and that is simply iron sharpens iron. He shared how that is at play every single day in the battles that are happening between the offensive and the defensive line.
It gets pretty intense. We all want to make each other better. After every practice, sometimes we debrief like during practice. I was talking to Henry about what he could do better for his better sets, and same thing I asked him, what can I do better to be a better pass rusher? So we're all helping each other at the end of the day.
Moving on to Riley Van Poppel, he shared the early impact that Coach Butler has already had on him as a player, how embracing his role last year has better prepared him for the role he'll have this fall.
He's great to have because he knows so much about the game. Sitting in his meetings, I think I learned something new every single day. I can probably sit here and list it all off. It's amazing to have because he has confidence in all of us, but then like I said, he's going to pin his hair back and he's going to go, and that's what he wants us to do. So it's been fun to follow behind that. To embrace it fully, I had to accept it. I rolled with the punches. I realized, I had 3 days on scout team to go out and play football. Why not make them the best 3 that I have? And then along with that, I didn't have pressure of like, I have to do this so I can perform on Saturday. It was let me go have fun. I'm going to cheer my guys on Saturday. Let me go back and do it again next week. Let me just, like I said, work on some technique things, get some stuff down, and then it helped a lot because I'm going against the starting O-line. So it's those guys I'm going against now, Henry, Bryce, Ben, those guys that were here last year. Ben's, he's at the Bucs right now, and that's a guy I was going against every single day. So it helped me a lot.
And when he was asked about his expectations for the defensive line this year, he said,
I just kind of want to shock the world with our D-line unit, with our defense as a whole. People have a lot of things to say about us. People aren't out there every day watching us go get after it. People don't know who we have in our room, new guys, young guys, whatever it is. But we get after it, and we're going to do that this year. We want to be one of the top defenses in the country, and I think we can easily do that.
Lastly, we heard from the Idaho transfer Andrew Marshall. He shared with us why he chose Nebraska and what drew him to this program, what it's like to be a part of this defense, and how he would describe the way this defense wants to play.
The way it was set up, just the way we're set up this year. I know everybody's talking about Coach Rule's, this third year, how everything's like major third year. I just think as far as me coming in, making an effect on the defense, everything was just aligned, as well as my coaching staff in my old school, just making Nebraska recommending Nebraska, just putting it in my view. So just all that included, I just felt like this is a nice place for me. We're very versatile. We're very fast. We're very fast-paced defense, very smart, which allows us to play many different coverages and do a lot of shifts and disguises, which is required for like a defense. So we're all like very versatile. We can move all around the field. Very smart defense.
Similar to what we heard from Ja'Cory Barney last week, he also shared why there's a certain excitement level to be a part of this year's special teams unit.
Coach Eckler, he's how do I put it? He's ecstatic of lightning. Like just coming into the special teams meeting, like you're tuned in. He really takes pride in special teams. He really like wants us and makes it helpful for us to really pay attention, like really learn the small details. He makes it very exciting for us. So it's a want, like you want to be on special teams.